Salam alaikum and welcome back to the Ottoman campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. So we're going to start off with a small battle. We're facing a single destroyer, so that shouldn't be much of a problem. And here we go. As I often do in these small battles, only facing a single destroyer or something, I'm just using a single ship. If it does get to within torpedo range, it's gonna be easier for me to dodge. And I don't think I need the entire task force to deal with the destroyer. Not within torpedo range yet. But soon, it's closing in. She hasn't launched. Out of range again. I could, thinking about it now, have brought along one destroyer to bait the torpedoes, and then just closed in with the cruiser to point-blank range. There you go. They dumped torpedoes. We're gonna be avoiding those. No problem. Even though one of them is changing course. It's gonna stay in the turn. And we take a whopping 0.6 damage. But Peregrine is now flooding. Not to her top speed. Definitely not now. Very nice, and that's the end of it. Is it? I was sure that was it, but apparently... There we go. Finally decided to sink. Good job, Abdul Hamid. Right. So, our naval invasion is 0. Oh yeah, it hasn't updated. They had 2 light cruisers here, but we sunk those. So that should still be... yeah, it's still counting their tonnage. Because the game just do be like that. Where to invade next? Southern Italy? $95,000 tons? Alright. If I can take both of these, then I can pull my big task forces out of the Mediterranean. Because then I don't have to worry about the British Army just taking stuff back. If I'm very lucky, that invasion circle will be centered on Bari, and one task force can do both invasions. I can send the other one away. Now, question is, can I take South Egypt? Southern Egypt, excuse me, before they take Northern Egypt back? Well, we'll just have to find out. These are ready again. I'm gonna send them back here to rejoin the task force. Are there other ships that belonged to that task force that have been sent for repair? These 4 destroyers can join in with this force. Yes? Yes. Good. That'll give me 7 destroyers and 1 torpedo boat. Actually, no. I'm gonna change my mind again. I'm gonna send the torpedo boat up here to rejoin that. 2 of the destroyers can also join that task force. And we're gonna send these 4 torpedo boats here. Now 1 light cruiser will be sent to that port, which will be overloaded, but that's not a big deal. And Mustafa II can start striking Tobruk. Yeah, that's a good idea. An armored cruiser sitting in Taranto. Let's have this force close enough to strike. Alright. Ooh. United States. Why are you so hostile? You don't have any ships. I would be more careful about pissing people off if I had no ships. Instead, I have a lot of ships and no tech budget. But let's go on to March. I'll say no to those alliances. Even though allying with the Soviet Union maybe wouldn't be the worst idea. Just because I'll have to check who they are at war with. Because I don't want them dragging me into more wars. Not while I'm fighting Britain, which has me very much outnumbered. And if they're not also at war with Britain, then I don't think their armies are going to help me. There we go. A battle of sorts. An armored cruiser and a light cruiser. That should not be a big problem for my battle cruisers, I think. And the enemy has spotted me. And we're being fired upon. I cannot see them. I sent the rest of the task force back. And the weather is not very nice. There's some fire coming in from here. not too close. I was afraid they were gonna show up at like almost point blank range. But no, it's not too bad. Accuracy is not too terrible, despite the weather. There's the light cruiser as well. You can target Porpoise. You can target King Alfred. Target ship size plus 1.5%. Target ship size minus 29%. But there we go. Big hit on Porpoise. That's half your ship gone, sir. Let's see. I think that's a nice enough angle. Those turrets certainly look very big on that battlecruiser. There we go. Huge hits on King Alfred as well. And that's Porpoise gone. She hasn't realized it yet, but she's going down. It's basically gone in 2 penetrating hits. Woos takes a hit. Didn't do much. Secondaries are opening up on King Alfred. Main guns haven't scored a hit yet. Not from Yavuz. And Balkisir has scored, admittedly, some pretty big hits. That one hit she took at the start, amidships, took out the engines and almost everything else. And now she's going down. Yep. Those cruisers were not quite equipped to deal with battle cruisers. And it looks like I got lucky with the invasion circles here. Let's take a look. I lost Eritrea. That was not a big big surprise. They're gonna take Egypt from me though. It looks like. But I will take the trucial states from them before they take Oman. So that is good. And look at this. This task force is already perfectly placed to deal with that. Now we're gonna send these guys out again. We're gonna take back Persia. And improve relations with the US. Transport capacity is going up. Let's take a couple percent off of this. Now, I have some light cruisers here that aren't really doing anything. What kind are you? You're not one of the fast ones. You are. I'm just going to send you to strike at Liverpool. No. I need to find the ones with the decent top speed. Because if I get engaged by enemy ships, I want my light cruisers to be able to run away. Like this one. But it's kind of doing things. Let me just check the fleet tab here. Davao. Ah, yeah, Philippines. Kind of wrong side of the world here. Or is it? It can do things. Yeah, they got light cruisers sitting all around. Let's strike here. Hopefully, get a strike mission out of that. Reserve fleet. Maybe you want to take Cyprus. And it's really the museum fleet, but let's see, how much tonnage do I need for that? Let's say 15,000. Valletta is going to require quite a bit, though. So here's a trick I learned. Let's go for the ones that are not too modern, not too expensive. Let's see, 67 million, 62 million. So you're cheaper and bigger. Set them to low crew first. Then you can crew them up. And voila. You skip the commissioning process. I guess that's kind of like cheating. But if it works, it works. It's costing me some more money, but at least, yeah, Cyprus is kind of valuable. And I want the enemy like out of my Mediterranean. All right. We have another meeting. Port defense first, actually. This time we are not undefended. Got 4 torpedo boats and a light cruiser up against 1 heavy cruiser and 3 destroyers, actually. So, alright. Naturally, my torpedo boats have no chance against their destroyers, and my light cruiser has definitely no chance against their heavy cruiser. Although that's not the one with all the 11-inch guns. That's a different class. But yeah, no chance still against the heavy cruiser. But my torpedo boats can deal with the cruiser. And my cruiser can deal with their destroyers. Yavuz Sultan Selim. Okay, that name has been doubled up, I see. Because that's my battlecruiser. That's that name. Now, how about we hold the torpedo boats back at first. Let my destroyers, let the enemy destroyers come at the light cruiser. We don't run the torpedo boats into the destroyer screen. Then, pounds on the heavy cruiser. Gonna be very, like, micromanaging intensive. Because I will need to have my my light cruiser dodging enemy torpedoes. And this is not one of the more modern fast light cruisers. It only goes at 21 knots. Which was pretty quick at one time, but now it's the battleship fleet speed. There they are. Southwest. That's more like south. In my book. Undaunted. You're not too impressive. You're not one of their latest ones. Anti-torp 1. Cordite 1, Dunite. You're kind of explosive there, buddy. Heavy shells, you're very explosive. Despite your reduced ammo. There's one destroyer, Lydiard. Okay, the destroyers are not going for my my light cruiser. They're just following the heavy cruiser. There we go, some torpedoes launching. Now, let's not launch any more. I'm gonna end up being in the path of those torpedoes with my torpedo boats. That would be unfortunate. Yeah, you're getting away quite safely. The enemy has not seen my torpedoes yet. Ooh, you're taking some hits now, though. I'm gonna eat those torpedoes. But we put 9 into the enemy heavy cruiser, so that's good. And it will probably sink. Undaunted sinks. Now, though, the enemy destroyers have launched most of their torpedoes. Some of them still have torpedoes. Yeah, you're just gonna run away. It's kind of hard to see with the sun glare, but there's a torpedo. I will avoid it. You're out of torps. It's a good thing they're launching torpedoes at my my torpedo boat. Because that means they have nothing to hurt my light cruiser with. That said, though, there are torpedoes in the water that I have to be careful with. But it seems that the enemy destroyer Lydiard took care of that bothersome enemy torpedo for me. Very kind. And we might hit Bulldog with some of our torpedoes. No, we're not. Way too maneuverable. Messing with the bull now. Now you get the horns. I'm losing my torpedoes as they keep shooting them off. But my guns are fully operational. Here comes Bulldog. Let's have my ship not sticking out of the water like that. Or maybe it's just one of those hulls that just do that all the time. Okay, it is. So you don't get to be on the thumbnail. I'm sorry, Yaboos. Let's finish off this one first. Then switch to Windsor. Yeah, not bad for a light cruiser that costs about the same as your destroyers. And 98-3 is even gonna make it out alive. Yeah, you've launched all your... they've blown up, actually. I just realized that if she had torpedoes ready now, that might be risky for my light cruiser. Straighten out. Keep her steady. And there we go. Excellent work. Didn't even take any losses. Not even one this very damaged torpedo boat. But where are the British battleships and what are they doing? Well, Ahmed II will face Kentor. Alright. I got the speed. I got the firepower. And I got pretty decent armor. But my main advantage is probably my very small size. Only 4,500 tons. That's enough to get a pretty hefty target size bonus. Or negative modifier to the enemy accuracy. For me, it's a bonus. There they are. Spotting them first. I got a thicker main belt, but only by a little bit. I got bigger and longer range torpedoes. But they're hull mounted. They have a hard time finding angles. We're going to close in a little bit more. And then unleash 6 torpedoes. Which they will dodge by the looks of things. Maybe, maybe not. Took one. Now my torpedoes have blown up, so that was that. It's a good thing I launched them though, because if I held on to them any longer, they wouldn't be there. And I wouldn't get that one torpedo hit. They have launched. We see them in good time because I've got hydro. More flooding hits. Our extended belts are not very good. And your engines are now out. And my accuracy is near perfect. As long as I'm not maneuvering too much. Always nice when you can just take out a bigger and more expensive ship like this. Barely even breaking a sweat. I'll have to order more of these. Or maybe make a modified design based on it. Are you gonna sink soon? It is not firing back to healed over, and even if she were, the 4-inch guns wouldn't do much. There we go. One enemy light cruiser down. And I think that invasion, yes, it was successful. Yes. Good. That means Oman is no longer threatened. Can I take Persia yet? Probably not, because I think it's, yeah. My task force isn't quite in the right sea region. But let's see. Central Mediterranean. Cyrenaica. 81%. Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. This is good though. 60% only. The Cyprus, 10,000 tons. Got 37,000 tons here. Let's send these up. Add to the tonnage. Just for a couple of turns, and then they can come back here to Cyprus. Are you actually doing anything useful? Or not? I guess you can go up, here maybe. Right. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take it in time to disrupt this major offensive into northern Egypt. That will be so annoying if they actually take it from me. I mean, we can always take it back, but still. I want my ships to go fight the enemy ships. but some of these invasions kind of take priority. And they took it. It would be nice if I had a bigger army. 59%? How has it gone down? How has it gone down? That doesn't make any sense. But we're gonna start the invasion of Persia now. 26,000 tons. Good enough. And now I can't get back in here. Until this is done. Darn it. Well, they just have to be there for now, though. Once this is done, hopefully successful, I can send these back to the Eastern Mediterranean. We can relaunch an invasion of Northern Egypt. That's very annoying. And suddenly an enemy light cruiser just teleports into there. Let's at least try and block the enemy from getting in and out. Yeah. This is dropping. I have to drop that down a bit more. Yeah, hopefully this should be successful. I mean, I should have more than enough tonnage. You don't have anything, like, in here, do they? No? It's weird that it went down, despite me putting more tonnage into it. But I took it. We're gonna fight another Drake class armored. That's a Drake. That's one of the ones with a lot of guns. We can do this with only the torpedo boats. Yeah, that's essentially a pocket battlecruiser. My kind of ship. Let's see, you can join that one. Enemy is to the north. I might just bring this along to spot the enemy for me. It's got much better tower spotting than the torpedo boats. This time the enemy cruiser has no destroyer screen, so should make things a bit simpler. It's good that we're successfully defending the ports now. And at least that they're striking the ports that are defended. There you are. I would say that was more northwest. Alright, Blake. Anti-torp 3, actually. But only a single bottom. I know I have pretty good torpedo range, but won't be hitting much if we launch at max range. If we close in, should be more difficult for the enemy to avoid. There goes torpedoes from 98-8. The TB-98s are bigger and ironically have fewer torpedoes than the TB-94s. I think we're going to get some torpedo hits here. I don't think Blake can avoid all of those. Try as she might. Four, 7 torpedo hits. And we get a flash fire. Now, can 98-3 avoid my own torpedoes? Not really decelerating quick enough. Oh, there we go. We're good. We're good. Dash 2, I don't think you will be needed. Dash 3, your torpedoes might be launched too close. We might be just getting duds here. No, we're good. We're very good. That was, I think, as close as you can get without the torpedoes just failing to detonate. Alright. Losing a lot of transports. We took central Italy. Transport fleet is actually not that bad off. Gonna send these back here. Gaeta is now mine. You are on blocking duty. Not quite enough tonnage in the Eastern Mediterranean yet to relaunch an invasion of northern Egypt. This task force will have to move. I wonder if this like bay counts as the no, it's probably Central Mediterranean. Destination Eastern Mediterranean. No, that's no, it's still Adriatic. Never mind. But once these make it back here, we will have enough tonnage to relaunch the invasion of northern Egypt. And hopefully, this task, if this time the invasion circle is centered on Port Said, this might be close enough to participate. Where can we invade? Bahrain, Eritrea, Sudan. Where's Bahrain? It's here. How about Sudan? It didn't take much. Yeah, we can take Sudan. And then just invade our way down the coast. Let's send half the force. Down to Port Sudan. Alright. Alright. Are we getting any interesting tech soon, despite the tech budget being slashed? Like that. Double gear steam turbines. We got turbo electric drive. I think that's more exciting than the double geared turbines. Long time to wait for the Mark IV 6-inch. Mark III 14s in 10 months. And what's this? Experimental heavy cruisers. Alright. Okay. Yeah, this time I got the numerical advantage, so they're not going to take Eastern Turkey. Now, where was that army all this time? When I was losing Persia, when I was losing northern Egypt, when I lost southern Italy. Now, finally, we managed to gather together an army that can actually defend the land. Soviet Union and Spain. And they're striking here. Okay. Amphitrite. Drake class. You don't have a name, do you? You have a name. I'm not gonna try pronouncing it, but you have a name. And you've got 16-inch guns. Let's give you some crew experience. And it's gonna be a 1v1. Amphitrite has spotted the Özdemiroglu, Osman Pasha. They're to the northwest, yes. Whoa, wait. What are you doing here? Forgot to send you home. And my 16s are firing. Only Mark 2s, but still with a range of 20 kilometers. We're gonna turn and slow down to cruising speed. And there we go. Huge hits very early on. All engines out, flooding. And you can hear that meaty punch of the 16-inch guns that I like so much. You know, that was one penetration doing all of that. One main belt pen for 17,000. Almost 18,000 damage. And there goes the rest of the ship. Nice. Okay, they're trying to invade central Italy again. Now it's down to 70%. I cannot allow that to be a failure. Luckily, Cyprus is now mine. Northern Egypt, 139,000 tons. All right. Now this light cruiser is blocking off the canal. Get some of these to deal with that bothersome light cruiser, but careful, I don't want them going into port accidentally. Some of these are, now they're undamaged. Damage 0%, so even if they accidentally go into port, they're not going to be getting repaired for months and months and months. I've not gotten any strikes in Liverpool here. Strange. Anyway, we're having a positive monthly balance again. Don't know why. Yeah, of course, we took a bunch of territory back. So I can increase this again. And now some of that research is not looking quite as hopeless. Let's see if we can take southern Italy. That would be very nice. If I could just be done with that whole Italian thing and not have to worry about constant, like, counteroffensive by land. Which, if this is allowed to continue, they're gonna take central Italy back and then keep pushing. Did they take it? No, we didn't take it. Gosh darn it. We're gonna have to fight the cruiser first. Archer class. That's a new one. So sadly, that task force have to be occupied in Italy a bit longer. But first they have to go down and take back northern Egypt, and then they have to go back and take try to take southern Italy again. But by the time that is done, the British army will probably have taken back central Italy, so that has to be taken back again. It would be nice if I could actually like assign some territory to have higher priority for the army. Alright, let's see what you're all about, Cambrian. You got 5-inch guns, that's better than 4-inch guns, I suppose. You got a 6-inch main belt. You got a whole bunch of torpedo tubes on the side. We're talking 15 torpedoes per side. Yeah. And max bulkheads. How are you only 83 million? Citadel 4. Cordite 2, Parkric Acid 3. Luckily in dip, well, luckily for me, Citadel 4 is actually not very good. It gives you 1% more resistance than Citadel 3. I got Citadel 2 on this. But it gives you worse protection from ammo detonations. You got fast torpedoes, do you? You've launched, so I'm just gonna turn. And try and squeeze into this gap here. No, but the torpedo turned. And the one that turned was not the one that hit me though. Or it hit, but it didn't do any damage. There we go, destroying some torpedoes. With that many torpedo launchers on deck, we might get them by crew loss. Switch to AP. No. 10 is not that good. was hoping maybe my bow launcher would launch some, but there we go, other side launched. But sadly, here comes another torpedo salvo that I can just not avoid. Finally some flooding. And we're still in the fight. Until they decide to launch their last 10 torpedoes. There we go. So my 2 torpedoes hit them, though. Yes. Mustafa, you did good. About as good as you can expect a very outdated now light cruiser to do. An 1890s design, just with a couple of refits. Alright, and we also have this one. That's one of the older ones. But that will have to be next time. The invasion showed up here, of course, not where the battlecruisers can participate. So the main force will have to go down, take back northern Egypt, then go back up, try again to take southern Italy, and probably have to take back central Italy. Goodbye, and take care.